Welcome, ma'am. Welcome to our show, the Forensic Podcast. And before we get into the discussions, I'd like to give a brief, introduction about you to our audience. Today we have someone with us who is not only an author, a creative writer, a professional speaker, but also a psychologist, a behavioral trainer, and more importantly, a life coach. Ma'am, before we get into the questions and answers, so I'd like you to enlighten us with your journey from being a psychology student to becoming a life coach. Like, how has this journey been for you, ma'am?
Right. Thank you, Amlan, for actually, bringing me in here and
Pleasure,
giving
ma'am.
me an
Always a pleasure
opportunity.
for me.
Yeah, giving me an opportunity to come and share my experience with everyone, all the viewers. So basically, yeah, I've been a counseling psychologist
Yeah,
by profession past 9 years,
yeah.
and coaching is something I really recently got into. It's been 1.5 years that I'm also, a life coach now. It's because most of the corporate sectors, they are in need of right coaches, right?
Yes,
They
ma'am.
need that kind of coaching, that kind of guidance, that kind of push, and not just corporates, but yes, people in general, wherein they have this kind of a stigma also going
Yeah,
to a
yeah, yeah.
psychologist.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
bringing in, and learning is a never ending part of life. We
Exactly.
should keep learning and upgrading ourselves with different things in life, and that's what I thought. I really was thinking what to do next. And just now the pandemic is hit hard. So
Exactly.
before that, i
So hard.
i thankfully I was able to complete my certification and got
Yeah.
into life coaching. I chose my field of power leap coaching, which is a very
Mm-hmm.
different concept, and it helps in how people can set their goals and how people can actually work on them, bring some outcomes. So yeah, the journey has been great. Coaching is still my side kind of a thing.
Yeah.
It's my side chatter. But yeah, more or less I'm a proper counseling psychologist, and that is what I do. I counsel and facilitate people to deal and adapt with more healthy coping mechanisms in life.
Okay, man. So that's so inspiring for us because I am seriously I do not have any idea about how things go with psychology in that field. So that's really inspiring for me to hear from you. And so, ma'am, my first question, primarily my first question, uh, looking to this pandemic situation, ma'am, how is it? How important is it to keep ourselves mentally fit and why it is so important as well?
Right. Like mental health, when we talk about mental health and being mentally fit and being mentally strong, it's about looking at a person's emotional, psychological, and social well being. So,
Yeah.
we have to look at the spectrum.
Yeah,
And if, like, during the pandemic, people have been at home and, they are not able to go out to, for workouts to gyms, they're not
yeah,
able to travel, they're not able to go out of that particular one area and a zone. They're just
yes, ma'am.
swifting in between. What happens is sometimes there's a lot of, and thoughts, they never stop. They keep
Exactly.
coming in and going out, and then again there are more thoughts.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
if they're just stuck in one kind of a routine all the time, that monotony kind of holds us. And
Yeah,
when that monotony holds us, we just start to feel frustrated and irritated at times, and we feel, then feelings of hopelessness and helplessness starts to crop in at times. So
yes,
if
ma'am.
we are
Yes, ma'am.
not keeping ourselves mentally healthy or emotionally fit,
Yeah,
then we would start having more trouble. And that could, like, our psychology has a
yeah,
direct impact on the physiology of the body, and our
yeah,
physiology also has a direct impact on psychology of our
yes, yes.
minds.
It's
So
kind of
it's
interrelated to each other, ma'am.
yes, absolutely. So it's important to keep them in sync together. And
Yeah,
if we are taking a toll on our mental health, it will start to show us in our, bodily pains, some kind of physical ailments as well at the same time. So
yeah,
it's important to keep ourselves mentally healthy. And it's not about, mental health. When we talk about mental health, people are looking at it in a dichotomous way. Either
exactly,
they'll
exactly.
are mentally ill or mentally well. They
Yeah,
do
yeah,
not understand and they lose the sight that mental health is about, a process. It's a
yeah,
process,
yeah,
right? And it
yeah,
is like, it is a life domain that you need to take care of, just like your physical health, social health, spiritual
absolutely.
health,
Yeah.
things like those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Ma'am, as you rightly said, that is still a stigma in our society. So my next question is based on that. Ma'am, what are the taboos that are still related to mental health, and why do you, what could be the possible reason, according to you, that this taboo, that this orthodoxy is still there within our society about the mental health, ma'am?
Okay, right. Amlan, I'm not sure if you've started working yet, or maybe, when you were in college at times and you did
Yeah.
not feel like going to college, and if your teacher might have, at some point might have asked you, why were you not attending the lectures, or why were you not present? Was it easier for you to say that, I slipped in the bathroom, or I had fever, or I had, a migraine attack? Or was it
Yeah.
easier for you to tell them that you were dysregulated with your emotions, you had anxiety, and you were feeling really
Mm-hmm.
restless in your body and mind?
Yeah.
What would have been easier?
Obviously, the first one, like I got stuck here somewhere, somewhere or other. Obviously, ma'am.
So you are going through that stigma too,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Absolutely. I
so
agree.
it's important to understand that more than anything else, although awareness has been setting in, people do talk
Yeah.
about mental health,
Yeah.
but in general, it is still being looked upon as at a secretive level. People don't
Mm-hmm.
want to come out with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because if you look at your age old traditions, so it's the
Mm-hmm.
generational conditioning, it is the
Yeah.
situational conditioning, it is
Yeah.
the on through our families, through our home environments, that
Yes.
this is there. And when people start to label each other,
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of students, even studying psychology, uh, despite of knowing that labeling is bad, what would they do is they would start picking up on their friends. They would
Yeah.
start assessing their behavior and labeling it, like calling
Mm-hmm.
them, not just them but everybody in general. They'll
Yes,
start
ma'am.
using words like lazy, mental, stupid. And
Yeah.
behind these happy faces, what's going on inside, what's somebody's life story, we don't know.
Yeah.
What word, which language, which portion of someone's life can get hit hard with such
Mm-hmm.
words is very important to understand. That is why people also feel reluctant in coming out and speaking
Yes. Yes.
about
Yes. Yes.
it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So awareness, yes, awareness is setting in, but these traditional ways, even professionals, they
Yeah.
also sometimes, I personally feel therapists need therapists, coaches need coaches, right?
Mhm.
Because
That's
after all, before a
something.
profession, you are a human being and you will go through different emotions. You cannot have positive environment all the time.
Yeah.
There will
Yeah.
be situations you feel hurt, and the emotional pain you'll go through, it will get you to those negative emotions, feeling
Mm.
angry, feeling sad.
Yeah. Yeah.
People are only looking at the overt side of it. They do not really understand, and they don't want to understand as well,
Mm-hmm.
because it's
Mm-hmm.
fast
Yes, ma'am.
paced life that we're going through, this rat race. People just don't want to understand what's behind that particular thing that they can see. So the covert nature is still hidden, and that's why people are not coming out. These services are available. We have evidence
Yeah.
based interventions available, but
Yes.
again,
Yes. Yes.
cost becomes one problem, right?
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
proper ethical guidance, ethical counseling, ethical clinical therapies, people are still not practicing that well. So that is where people get a disconnect who even try to go to therapy,
Yes, ma'am.
right?
I
Apart from
agree.
that, also,
Agree.
in our country, I've seen that insurances for mental health are not in place. So
Yeah.
cost again becomes an issue.
Issue.
While
Issue.
you compare it to other countries,
Yeah.
you'll see that people have these services available and it's given priority, right?
Yeah. I
So
agree. I agree, ma'am. Yeah, I'd like to share with you, ma'am, experience of mine. Like, I had a friend of mine who was like had some mishaps with his life, and he went into depression and anxiety. So, and he never used to tell or never used to share anything, his feelings, emotions with any of us. So I went up to him and I said him, why don't you go to a psychologist and have a counseling? It'll feel better. It'll have a therapy session. And he said like, यार पागल है क्या? मैं पागल थोड़ी ना हूँ. Like he's even if even if he's suffering, he still has the stigma in his mind that therapy or session, counseling session is for mentals of पागलों के लिए होता है वो. Like I seriously, I know I had a chat with him like, no bro, it's not the way that you're thinking. It's it's very much important. It's very much an essential necessity for us to have a counseling. It's okay to go to a counselor and have a therapy.
Right. It's like, this kind of discrimination is one of the causes because of which people are reluctant in taking,
Yeah. Yeah.
therapy time. they're not able to come out and talk about it. It's very important to speak up, seek help. But people, and
Exactly.
this is coming out on social media everywhere, but still people are hurting and they're not sure how are they. And this fear of judgment, ki log kya
Yeah, yeah,
kahenge, how is it going to
exactly.
be, what would they think about me. This kind of a thinking error is something that prevents people to come out and talk about it. Now there's
Mhm.
another thing. uh, Although mental health awareness has been increasing,
Yeah,
still people are not aware about these different professions in the same umbrella
yeah,
of mental health. Like
yeah,
when to go to a clinical psychologist, when to
yeah,
see a
yeah,
psychiatrist, when to
yeah,
see
yeah,
a counseling psychologist,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
they're not aware, and sometimes they would just need a counseling session, they'll end up going to a psychiatrist. And
Exactly.
sometimes they need psychiatric aid and they'll end up coming to a counseling psychologist. It
Yeah.
is at the discretion of the professional to be
Mhm.
ethical enough in letting the
Mhm.
client know, letting that person know, individual know, that this is not the right place for you. You
Yeah, yeah,
should
yeah,
go seek a better outcome for yourself. So
yeah, yeah.
probably clients that come to me need really really severe help, and they would need medication. That's when I have to refer them to a psychiatrist.
Psychiatrist.
If they need
Yeah.
some kind of clinical assessments, they have to take
Mhm.
those clinical therapies and interventions, they need to go to a clinical psychologist.
Yeah, ma'am.
Whereas counseling is for those people who are going through everyday stresses, and it can be for anybody in life who's just
Yeah.
feeling a little low,
Yeah.
going through little some kinds of transitions and life crisis. So
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
important you seek counseling and vent all that you have been penting up inside of you, because once you do that, if you just keep on holding yourself in with a lot of thoughts, one day you'll just blast,
Yeah,
either
I
through
agree.
fears or through very negative emotions or through
Yeah.
anger, right? And that
And
might really impact your mental health.
yeah, people
So
people
that's
go negative about life, ma'am. That changes the whole perspective towards life. I've seen people going
correct.
it. Ma'am, I would like to ask you one more question to it, ma'am. What do you think the role of parents?
Yeah.
How to describe the role of parents during this condition of their child? What role should they play?
Yeah, so parents play a very important role, not just in the pandemic times, but otherwise as well. But
Yeah,
we
ma'am.
need to also understand that parents are also human beings. So,
Yeah.
when once they became parents, that was their first experience, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
after that, if they have a second child or a third child, then that's going to be the second and third experience. So,
Yeah.
whatever they might have learned through their journey of the first child, they would
Yeah.
try and modify it with the second child and the
Second
third
child.
child, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
because they're humans and to err is human, a lot
Yeah.
of parents also, by they're not intentionally doing it, but
Mm-hmm.
unintentionally, because of their own stresses in life,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes come out really badly on their child. Now if the child is small, there are different ways to deal with that. But
Yeah.
if your child, or if your kid is like a teenager, then it's
Mm-hmm.
absolutely different. And when you have an adult person living at home and you're living with your parents, then the
Yeah.
relationship dynamics are
Exactly.
different.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if we talk about small children, it's very important to answer them, right? Because they'll
Yeah.
have a lot of questions. Young minds are full of questions. So
Yes, ma'am.
like this pandemic happened, we also conducted a series of videos on
Yeah.
my YouTube channel, wherein I
Yeah. Yeah.
was speaking about how they can deal with
Yeah.
their kids, how to manage their time, how to help them with their school activities, and how
Mm.
divided time through parents would be needed, because
Yeah.
working parents are not able to spend time at home. When they were
Exactly.
going to school, they had some time with
Yeah. Yeah.
themselves, but now they are at home and they'll be demanding things all the time.
Yeah.
So family time is needed, a
Mm.
curated time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
also answering them. If you are ignoring and avoiding or giving them stories all the time, it would
Mm-hmm.
really not be helpful.
Yeah.
So telling them in a way wherein they would really understand the importance of staying at home, cleaning at
Yeah.
home, creating some kind of creative instances where they can use poetry as a medium, or
Mm-hmm.
artistic drawings as a medium, to make them understand why
Mm-hmm.
it's important to be at home right now, and talk to friends on phone rather than meeting them and going
Yeah.
out to,
Exactly,
right?
ma'am. Exactly. Right.
Teenagers,
That.
with teenagers, what we have seen is a lot of teenagers are coming for therapy these days.
Mm-hmm.
They come with this idea that they are getting addicted to gaming,
Yeah.
or they are getting addicted to all the time screen time and stuff like that, all the time on
Mm-hmm.
computer. Parents have issues with that, and they shout at their kids, or they are trying to control them, but it doesn't happen. And if there's something
Yeah.
else
Yeah.
going on, parents would get displaced on the kids or
Yeah,
the children
I
after they get
completely, man.
with their teachers. So it's
Yeah,
important to talk. That
yeah,
is the best way of coming out with things and helping your child understand, or maybe help your child realize that you are there for them. What if
yeah,
they think that you
yeah,
are
yeah.
all the time in your thing and you're trying to tell your child or tell your kid not to do something like that? They will
Hmm.
never be able to, because they are
Yeah,
what they're doing is at their parents and modeling them.
exactly, exactly, man. I completely
More
agree
than
to that, man.
it's about managing your own self. So
Yeah,
whether you're 30, 40, or 50, your management, self management is critical to the management of your family. So it's
yeah,
not
man.
just the mother who has to do that, it is equally for the father, for the grandparents, for the children.
It's like equally important for all, for every individual to understand themselves and just to maintain a cordial
Yes.
relationship with
Make
everyone.
an effort. Yes, to make an effort to
Yeah,
be there for each other and have some
exactly,
self compassion and compassion for your people, right? So
exactly.
helping
Yeah,
them out with daily chores, or just sitting around with them,
yeah,
playing games,
yeah,
things like those.
yeah. Okay, ma'am. My next question too is that it's a simple question, like the role of forensic psychology. Like, what do
Yeah.
you think the psychologists, like in general, psychologists play a role? What should be their role in forensic, in the domain of forensic?
Right, right. So basically, when you talk about forensic sciences, it's a big wide spectrum, right?
Yeah,
And as
yeah,
we were discussing, there are subject matters, different subject matters like
yeah.
toxicology, serology, odontology, and
Odontology, yes, ma'am.
forensic linguists and all that.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
it's important to understand that forensic psychology is also a part. More, it's coming from the psychology background. So
Mm-hmm.
when we talk about forensic psychology, it is an amalgamation, a blend of proper psychological principles, psychological tools, psychological evaluations with the country laws. That's
Yeah,
very important, right?
yeah,
Now,
yeah,
if you look at it, it's there are a lot of fields that where forensic psychology can be applied. So
yeah,
it's not just the criminal investigations, because for
yeah, yeah,
that we have more specializations like criminal psychology. So it will be a
yeah.
subset of forensic psychology. But
Exactly.
having forensic psychologists with the family courts, with the civil courts,
Yeah,
with the criminal courts is very important.
yeah, yeah.
One sad area in our society, in our country, is that clinical psychology has been the dominant field in psychology
Yes,
here
ma'am.
in India, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yeah.
that is one of the things that a lot of clinical psychologists are the ones. That is the requirement for a lot of forensic jobs, forensic psychology jobs, that they should have some
Okay.
clinical degree,
Okay.
right? That is
Yeah.
one thing. And then if you have a diploma or a certification or a degree of law as
Mhm.
well, that is a bonus,
Yeah.
right? Because that's
Yeah.
where you are able to understand and amend a lot of other things while assessing and evaluating people. So it's
Yes,
with the
ma'am.
criminal profiling, psychological profiling, also providing psychotherapies to the victims.
Victims as
Victims
well.
like child abuse hota
Yeah.
hai, or adult abuse bhi hota hai, physical
Yeah.
domestic abuse. So uske andar bhi it's very important that psychotherapy be provided by forensic
Exactly,
psychologists,
ma'am.
and also understanding why such behavior is happening, and also
Yeah.
creating some interventions to
Yeah.
prevent such behavior,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Why are people having antisocial personalities, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
working on that, building on some strategies,
Mhm.
helping prison workers, prisoners, to work constructively with themselves rather than becoming
Mhm.
more antisocial while staying in the prisons, because
Mhm.
you know
Yes,
how
ma'am.
the condition of prisons is. And rather than becoming better, sometimes inside the prison the inmates are also creating a lot of trouble for each other, so their behavior
Exactly.
is not improving. So that is where forensic psychologists also help, right?
Mhm.
They
Yeah.
also are expected to be expert panelists or
Yeah.
evidence creators, or
Yes,
understanding
ma'am.
how it is important for their verdict to
Mhm.
understand the situation or the crime investigation. So
Yes, ma'am.
that's also the areas where they work.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get that completely. Forensic psychologists really play an important role to understand the personality traits of the victim as well as the offender as well. So that's
Yeah.
really play an important role in the investigation. Ma'am,
I think
basically,
with investigation, it's like understanding if there are many suspects.
yeah,
How are
yeah,
you going? How are you going to assess? What kind of profiling are you going to do to understand who's
yeah.
the real suspect?
Exactly,
So that's where
exactly.
the human psychology, human behavior
Comes into
will,
the play.
and the role of forensic psychologist will enhance that quality of investigation.
Exactly, ma'am. Ma'am, with this, we come to the last section of this podcast. So I'd like to ask you the career opportunities as a psychologist in different fields of psychology, including the forensic psychology as well.
Okay. So psychology in general and
In
also
general,
forensic.
yeah,
Okay, right. So see, of course, if somebody from arts and science background, they can
yeah,
get into an undergraduate degree of psychology.
yeah.
That's a more general,
Mm-hmm.
psychology.
Yes,
Wherein
ma'am.
in your undergraduate, you get a term wherein you can have a specialized subject, and that is your interest area where you can
Yeah,
choose your
yeah.
interest area. With
Yes, ma'am.
majors, with post graduation, it's more like coming to a more niche clarity of
Yeah.
whether you want counseling psychology, or you want to do clinical psychology, or you
Yes,
want to do
ma'am.
forensic psychology, criminal psychology, and stuff like that.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
there are varieties, and people also, after doing counseling psychology, people either get into their private practices or
Yeah,
they get into school counseling, right?
yeah,
That is
yeah.
one area. Also now counseling psychologists are being appointed at hospitals. Good hospitals
Yes,
are
ma'am.
also
Yes,
engaging
ma'am.
because they are understanding the value of counseling. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
not
yeah.
with the clinical part. And with
The
the
things are
clinical, it's
changing,
like,
ma'am. It's really appreciable. Yeah.
so it's like, the Rehabilitation Council of India is a must licensure for clinical psychologists in India.
Yes, ma'am.
If somebody is going to clinical psychology course, they must go for an MPhil,
Yes,
to
ma'am.
practice.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
if anybody in any field of psychology gets onto a PhD, that's where they can get into research and teaching at university level and stuff, right?
Yeah,
With forensic psychology, it's like, if you have had an undergrad degree and if you've had a clinical psychology degree also in your masters,
yeah,
then
yeah.
there are more diplomas and certifications which are never ending for any subject,
Yeah,
because they are more like continuous learning, like,
yeah, yeah.
some kind of fingerprinting course, or
Yeah,
understanding human behavior diploma, or
yeah.
certification in some kind of crime investigations. Those
Yes, ma'am.
really help as enhancements,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
when you talk about forensic psychology per se, it's important to understand that, custody disputes,
Yeah, yeah.
when people
Yeah.
are getting into divorce, and there's child custody, then there are
Yes, ma'am.
insurance issues there, then
Yes,
there
ma'am.
are, understanding the competencies,
Yeah.
working with offenders as well as victims, right?
Victims.
So helping them with psychotherapies, also
Yes, ma'am.
being with the juvenile justice
Juvenile.
courts.
Yeah. Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah. And also, I guess it's more with, providing their expert opinion on,
Yeah.
why such behavior might have occurred, because they understand the human behavior. But it's very important with forensic psychology that people understand that there are certain skills that are very, very important
Important. Yeah.
to for an individual to have, because this can be a draining job, right?
Exactly.
It can
Yeah.
really take a toll on someone, because
Yeah.
there's no time limit to it, right?
Yeah.
So you never
Yeah.
know when you're needed and what kind of cases you'll be saying. It can really impact one's own mental health. So
Exactly.
from communication to research to clinical assessments, clinical interviewing
Yeah.
is key to becoming a forensic psychologist. Also,
Yeah.
critical thinking skills, logical thinking skills,
Logical
analytical
thinking.
thinking skills.
Yeah.
You need to build upon these skills because they are really, really needed, because of which you can have better profiling and
Mm-hmm.
judgment from your end, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is
Yes.
one thing. Again, working with lawsuits, family courts, civil courts, these criminal courts as well. So that is one thing.
Yeah.
What else? See, when you look at this, it's very important also to understand from what is your intention.
Yeah.
If you're really wanting to do this, you have to have that passion to
Yes,
become a
ma'am.
forensic psychologist, because it will really demand from your
Yes,
brain,
ma'am.
to your time, to your energy,
Exactly,
right?
ma'am.
So
Yeah.
and I feel that career psychology is one which has been really taking a drastic leap now. Why?
Yeah.
Because it's important. People after doing their courses also are not satisfied with their jobs at times, and they are not
Mm.
sure if this is what they wanted to do after doing 7 8 years
Yeah.
of
Yeah. Yeah.
education,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
So
Yeah.
career psychology, I think, is for everyone. One must get a career profiling done to
Yes, ma'am.
understand if this field really is a choice, or
Yeah.
if it's really something that would suit someone's personality, someone's
Yes, ma'am.
emotional intelligence. Yeah.
I
And
can.
then there are a variety of other fields, like with clinical, it's with hospitals that you go into, or you can get into teaching with PhD and stuff.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, I would like to conclude this podcast with your suggestion to all the budding students who want to come into this line, ma'am. what
Yeah.
what right thing should they do to have a good career in this field?
Right, right. So yeah, it's very important that you be dedicated first of all,
Yeah.
and understand that your passion really needs to be there
Yes,
if
ma'am.
this is what you want to do. Because if you're just doing it for the sake or because somebody is expecting you to do this,
Yeah,
it's not going to work out that way.
absolutely,
India
ma'am.
still India is still looking at forensic psychology as a field of profession in a grim manner, although it exists really vastly. And
Yeah.
clinical psychologists is the main domain wherein
Yes, ma'am.
people are being taken in. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not that forensic psychology doesn't exist; it exists and
It
it can have a
exists.
very, but
Yeah.
it depends on the kind of motivation and inspiration and dedication that you have, right?
Yeah.
Are you building up on those skills is very important. Are
Yeah.
you getting in continuous education? For example, if you have a psychology degree, if you have a
Yes, ma'am.
master's in forensic psychology, have you done any continuation education program in law? That is important, right?
Mhm.
Because that will be needed, right?
Yes,
Because
ma'am.
if you understand that better, you are at a better niche area than
Yes, ma'am.
other candidates, right? And if you are a law student and you want to get into psychology, what kind of certifications are you going for? Are you going for another master's? Are you going for an MPhil or a PhD after doing certain courses? Do you have
Yes,
a
ma'am.
diploma or certificate?
Yeah.
So just understand the learning is never ending at
Yeah.
any age. And
Yeah.
with subject matters like these, it's very important to continue learning, because
Yeah.
you will have new amendments all the time, right?
Exactly.
And if you
Exactly.
do not stick to just the traditional pattern of learning about the deviant behavior and behavior of criminals, you
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
to keep updating yourself, because it
Absolutely,
is
ma'am.
human nature is dynamic, right? It
Yeah.
can take a 360-degree turn at any point in life.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
what standard rules are, could something completely disruptive can happen. So
Yeah.
that would require your skills to come in, apart from having those theoretical and practical knowledge. Your
Yes,
skills are
ma'am.
something that would really help you to
Absolutely,
understand
ma'am.
that, and combining different sources of human behavior together with the right country laws.
Yeah.
People go abroad to study this subject, yes, very good future there. But if you want to come back to India after doing a course in
Yeah.
forensic psychology or criminal behavior, come back and do something in law as well. So because every country's laws are different, so it's
Different.
important
Exactly.
much updated with what's going on.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So that was lovely, ma'am, having you in our podcast. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for giving us such valuable time. It was such a pleasure for me to have you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Amlan.